right, guys, so let's get started because there's a couple of different things that I want us to dive in tonight. So what I was thinking is I love using a strategy which actually it's very prevalent in the world of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. It's called collapsing anchors. And I've probably done it with yourself, Angela, before, probably with you as well, Christine. But it's one of those ones that, yes, we can have it as sort of a practical tool, like thing to do as we're going through our day. But we can also do it in the setting of like a nice, relaxed, trancy state. And we can layer upon it as well. So it's an interesting one. I know that's all very vague in what I've just said, but it's an interesting one in where, because we sometimes attach ourselves to things that have happened. And it's because of that thing that happened, that's why I'm stressed out. Or I'm annoyed because of that person's behavior that day at that time when they looked at me in that funny way. Ever since then, I don't like being around them because I'll respond in a certain way. It's like we attach the idea of somebody else's behavior dictating how we respond. And without kind of going into the whole why that isn't true at all, and that really we're in control of ourselves, it's more believable to blame them. It's just easier. I don't care how philosophical you can be or whatever stage of life you are. We always have those moments where we will just get so frustrated because of that thing, because of that person, because of what they did. And even if that moment has passed, we can still get caught up in the feeling of it. So it's a feeling that can linger. I mean, how many of you have been in those moments where you had an argument or a little run-in or, had words with somebody, and there you are a couple of hours later, still playing it around in your own head, but this time it's even worse.
Mm-hmm.
It's much more animated than it ever was to begin with, and there you are replaying that whole thing again. But worse than that, you're accessing the emotion behind it again. So you're filling yourself with that stress hormone again. And of course, because you're making it worse, you're intensifying the feeling. And it's a good thing to recognize about ourselves because it shows how much control we really do have over how we feel. Because if we can replay a scenario that isn't even happening right now and still conjure up those emotions, those feelings, well, that's powerful stuff that we can do, right? We just want to be using it in the positive sense. So we want to be using the powers that we have, but using them for good. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good. Hi, Fiona. Welcome. Are you okay? We're just going to get started now. All right. So I'm not going to do an introduction or anything like that, guys, because, and again, it's one of these techniques that I'll always teach to all of my clients because it is just super simple, super straightforward. You get that instant relief from that buildup of that negative frustration, if you like. So as we go through this process today, I want to remind you again that it is a group session. I know you guys have all done this, but again, just for the recording as well, for anybody catching up with this later, go through this process with just the light kind of moderate stuff. I always say if 10's the worst it could possibly be and 0's nothing, go with something that's, perhaps like a 4 or a 5. Don't go with the 10 level stuff, especially if you're going through this on your own or if you're going through part of a group. You need the one-to-one sessions for that. Though you can make a dent into some of those issues with what we're going to be doing here tonight, with some of those things that might have been holding you back up until now. So before we get started, make sure that you're in a nice, comfortable position. I'm just going to change the go on speaker view. There we go. Yes. Okay. Let me just check that. Oh, who's not mute? Oh, sorry, there we go. Okay, everybody's on mute now. Okay, so with this, make sure that you're already in a nice, comfortable position. Make sure you're not holding anything. Make sure you don't have anything in your hands, because they're going to be part of what we're going to be doing here tonight. And yeah, that's about it really. So just take a nice deep breath in. Fill your lungs all the way up. Allow them to fill up gently. Don't force it in. Just a nice big breath. And then I want you to just sigh it out, like, even like make a sound, like a sigh sound. Good. And then in a moment, we're going to do that again. And this time, really let out a bit of sound. Really let out that sigh, like actually make the noise. And when you do it, just let your shoulders just drop a little bit more. Just feel your body relax a little bit more. Every time you take that nice deep breath in, relax a little bit further. So do that again. Nice big full breath all the way in. Fill those lungs up gently. And then just relax them all the way down. Good. And great. All right. We just have anyone joining us is always just going to jump in from where we're at. So, and we'll do that again. So once again, a nice big deep breath in. And this time when you do it, I want you to take that full, deep, gentle breath in. Again, we're not forcing the breath in. We don't want to be like pumping up the lungs really fast. Just a gentle, deep breath in, filling those lungs all the way up. And when you do, when you let that air out, and it's like that, okay, you've got to do the sigh. All right, guys, I know you've all got your mics off, but I'm just there with you. I can hear it. Let out that sigh, let your shoulders drop, and just let your eyes close all the way down. That's right. And you have to excuse the sound of my voice tonight. I'm all bummed up. But anytime you might hear that I've muted my mic, that just means I need a bit of tissue and I'm blowing my nose. So whenever you hear me mute my mic, it might be like a little tapping sound, I think, that you'll hear. That's just going to help you to relax even more into this process tonight. Okay, good. So let's just do that one more time. Now that your eyes are closed, take that nice full deep breath in, gentle, no forcing, all the way in. And then when you're ready, all the way out. Good. That's right. And as soon as you do that, and as soon as you've allowed those eyes to close all the way down, that's when you'll begin just to easily and effortlessly begin to allow yourself to relax as we go forward into this guided hypnosis session tonight. That's right. Good. And take this moment right now to become aware of whatever you're resting on, whatever your body is resting on. And as you feel whatever you're resting on, I wonder if you can relax into that just a little bit more. Because I could tell you to go ahead and relax your entire body, but that's not necessary. For now, all I want you to do is just to simply bring your attention to those eyelids. They're some of the smallest muscles in your face, and just begin to allow those eyelids to relax. Just begin to notice, begin to allow, begin to imagine what happens when you allow the muscles in your eyelids to relax. Now, notice what you can notice about that. Completely relaxing those eyelids. Just notice what that's like for you. Relaxing them completely. So relaxed. It's as if the muscles can just turn off completely. Just like shutting down the laptop or powering down your phone. Just let those eyelids just close all the way down and relax completely. So relaxed. So that even if you were to try and open those things, they would just relax even further down. That's right. Good. And when you know that you relax them so thoroughly that even if you were to try and open them, they would just relax even further down. Just give them a little test. Try, and they just relax even further down. Good. And quit testing and send that relaxation that you've created all the way down throughout your face, throughout your neck, your shoulders, just allowing that relaxation to spread throughout you, just like a nice, comfortable wave of relaxation in whatever way is right for you. Now, in a moment, not yet, but in a moment, I'm going to invite you to open those eyes and then immediately close them back down. And each and every time that we do that, just allow yourself to go perhaps as much as 10 times deeper, feeling 10 times more comfortable, 10 times more confident in your ability to relax deeply here today, whatever that means for you. And as you're ready now, let those eyes open and then immediately close back down. That's right. And just go deeper, relaxed. Good. And again, let those eyes open and then close back down and just go even deeper, deeper relaxed. Whatever that means for you. Good. That's right. And again, let those eyes open and immediately close back down and just go even deeper. That's right. You are doing great. Now, any sounds around us will just begin to matter less and less. Whether it's that stormy weather outside blowing wheelie bins all over, whether it's people hammering wood and trying to fix fences that are coming down, whether it's dogs barking near or far, cars or people passing by, planes overhead, just any sounds will just begin to matter less and less. As this is a time for you, a time just to simply relax, to let go, and just be here now. Because any sounds around us will actually serve as a distraction for your conscious mind. Because it's your unconscious now that begins to absorb and integrate everything that we're about to do here today. And I want to share with you that I'm glad you're here today because you really can accomplish a great deal with the assistance of your unconscious now. And as you're in hypnosis, it gives you access to the tools that are unique to you. The tools that you need for your journey ahead. When, wherever that journey may be and where it may lead you to. And you may or may not know that when you're in hypnosis, a deep trance-like state, now it's really your own intelligence that guides the way. And I want you to imagine now as if you could lift yourself up in time and place yourself back into a specific experience over the last week or so, or the last month, a moment where you felt stressed about something. And be specific to be terrific at this. So don't let it be every time it happens. Don't let it be every stressful event in your life. Just pick one, that one last time, that week or that last month where somehow it's still bothering you in some way. And as you've got something, as you've got a sense of something, just nod your head so I know. That's right. Good. Now, the truth is, we cannot change the past. Though we do have some options. We can change how the past makes us feel today, or we can change how we think about the past. And as you place yourself back in that stressful moment, I want you to go ahead and simply take your left hand and squeeze it into a nice tight fist. Now, what I'm about to ask you might seem counterintuitive, but as you think about that stressful moment, I want you to squeeze that hand down and turn up that negative emotion. Let it increase. Just let it annoy you, let it stress you out, let it bother you a little bit more. And squeeze that hand. As you squeeze that hand, just let that negative feeling, that sensation, just let it turn up a little bit. Perhaps if it's the sound for you, let the sound intensify a little bit. If it's that feeling, let it intensify. Just turn it up a little bit further, let it stress you out a little bit more, and then release that fist. Relax. Good. And let those eyes open and then immediately close back down. Good. Good. Because now I want you to think of a really positive experience. I want you to think of that feeling of joy when everything's going right for you. That feeling that you get when you're having a good hair day, when you look amazing in your outfit, anything that makes you smile. It could be the joy of being around someone that you love. It could be something hilariously funny, that joke that was said, and every time you remember it, it still makes you laugh all of these years later. Just allow yourself to connect with anything positive, beneficial, that pleasurable feeling that you'd like to have more of in your life. And you can have more than one. You can stack these moments, these sensations, these feelings on top of each other. And just take this moment of silence to do that now, to connect with that positive sensation. Good. Now I want you to take this right hand. So now take your right hand and squeeze your right hand into a nice tight fist. And this time, I want you to take those positive sensations and turn them up. Turn them all the way up. Increase them even more. Increase them even further than before. Good. This is nothing new. This is who you are. Squeeze that right hand and intensify that positive sensation. Let it bring all of those sensations back for you. Let it bring those good memories, those good times. Let it bring that smile back on your face. Really associate into it. Really get into it as you squeeze that right hand, turn up those positive sensations. And now relax that fist, release that hand. Good. And then just let your eyes open and then immediately close back down. Good. Now in a moment, not yet, but in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 3. And at the count of 3, specifically at the count of 3, we're going to have you squeeze both hands down at the exact same time. Now get ready. As 1, as 2, 2.5. I don't know why I do that. I can't help doing the 2.5 thing. And 3, squeeze both hands at the same time, squeeze them down, and in your mind, project yourself into your own positive outcome. Be there as if you're interacting with an experience that's similar to that old problem, only this time, be there living out that experience with better outcomes, with better resources, with better strengths, where there you are discovering greater solutions for yourself than perhaps you might have gave yourself credit for before. Squeeze those hands and project yourself into your own empowered future outcome. This is nothing new. This is who you are. This is completely organic. Now breathe into that, relax those hands, release those fists, take a nice, deep, full breath in. Slowly breathe on out. Allow those eyes to open and then close back down immediately. And this time now, I want you to try and notice what happens when you think back to that old problem. What's different now? Try and recreate it and just notice what happens instead now. And as you're satisfied with that, when you've noticed that, allow your eyes to open and again close back down. Good. That's right. Now let's take this opportunity just to relax into the process and take this same idea of changing how we feel about something that used to be a problem a little bit further. But before we do, just allow yourself to relax even deeper into this process, because in a moment I'm going to count down from 5 to 1. And with each and every number that I say, just allow yourself to relax, to go deeper, relaxed with each and every number. Even the spaces in between my words will help you to go deeper, relaxed. That's 5. Going deeper and deeper. It's 4. Deeper and deeper, relaxed. It's 3. Perhaps even becoming curious about how deeply relaxed you can go. Now it's 2. Deeper and deeper inside as 1. Deeper and deeper still. That's right. And I want you to become aware of that place of yours where you perhaps like to go to relax in your mind. One of those beautiful, tranquil places. Perhaps you've never visited that place in your mind before. Perhaps it's the first time that you can become aware of this beautiful, tranquil, safe, relaxing place that is all yours, uniquely yours in your own mind. Just allow yourself to go there, to travel there in whatever way, shape or form. Whether you float there, whether you walk there, whether you're there faster than the speed of light, or perhaps you need some transport to get there. Or maybe it's perhaps go through a door to enter your beautiful, relaxing, tranquil place. Or perhaps there's a staircase. What do I know? Just allow yourself to go to your beautiful, tranquil, relaxing place now. Good. And I'm just going to give you this moment of silence just to enjoy this space, to enjoy this place and to explore it, to get to know it a little bit more. Perhaps it's been a while since you visited it. Perhaps it's the first time you've discovered it. Just take this moment of silence to enjoy that space in whatever way is right for you now. That's right. Good. Now, as we're here in this beautiful, tranquil, safe place, I want you to take a moment and become aware of a memory or a feeling that is perhaps still affecting you in a negative way today. Just allow whatever comes to mind, come to mind for you now, whatever is right for you today in this moment now. Notice you can get a sense of that memory somehow. Perhaps it's just that feeling, that niggly feeling that you don't like. Just get a sense of that. And just get a sense of that time and that place somehow, in some way, shape or form. And just allow some of that old feeling, that old negative sensation, just begin to turn up a little. Just push it up a couple of notches as if just to feel it for one last time. Just enough so that you can name it, like you can put a label to that feeling or that behavior, that situation in some way. And as you've got that memory or that feeling, that something that you don't like, just let those eyes open and then immediately close back down. That's right. Good. And as you do so now, move yourself into a position where you're now observing that event, that old situation, that old memory. Be an observer, just like being a fly on the wall, perhaps. Notice it from all the different angles, but be completely unattached from those events, completely separate, just observing now. Because again, the truth is, we can't change the past. Though we do have those options. We can change how the past makes us feel, or we can change how we think about the past. So from this observing position, begin to become aware of what it was that you needed in that moment. What was that resource? What was that skill that you needed in that moment? What was that positive resource? What was that capability, or perhaps even a piece of knowledge that you needed in that moment? Or perhaps even just a state of mind, perhaps? So what was that something that you could have had in that moment as that event occurred that would have allowed you to go through that event feeling fine, being different in some way? Just simply become aware of what positive feeling, specific tool, a capability, a skill perhaps, that you could access within yourself, that could have served you well. That's right. And as you become aware of that now, in whatever way is right for you, allow those eyes to open and then immediately close back down. and allow your mind and body to step into a time and a place where you had that available to you, that positive sensation, that skill, that capability, that tool fully accessible to you now. Perhaps it was another time, perhaps it was another place in the past or in the future, perhaps when you're older, wiser, whatever is right for you. Just notice now and fully become aware of that positive sensation, that experience of that, of already having it. Because I want you to fully embody that sensation as much as you possibly can. Step into that version of you who already has that skill fully available to them. Feel it in your own body. Feel it in your own skin. Hear it through your own ears. And feel that positive ability flow all the way out throughout your entire body now, all the way from the top of your heads to the tips of your toes. And let it layer itself up. Let it go from the toes all the way over the top of your head again. Just like putting on some extra layers in the winter, or perhaps like putting on that second coat of paint on the wall. Like packing in an extra bottle of water for your journey. Just layer it up. Get as much as you possibly can flowing through your body now. Feel the sensation of it. Become aware of the color if there's a color attached to it. Become aware of the brightness, the lightness. Just allow that sensation to fill you up, just like how hot air fills up a balloon or how those rivers fill up the ocean. Let it intensify and increase. And as that sensation increases, notice what you can notice about it. Really become aware of what it's like for you. Really become aware of those details. And as it grows, as it becomes stronger, as it becomes more intense, brighter and brighter than it was before, just allow that sensation to increase, whatever way is right for you. And as it increases, I want you to take hold of it now. Take hold of it in whatever way is right for you. And as you've grasped that, as you attached that to yourself, that skill, that resource, that strength, whatever it is for you, as you've attached yourself to that now, as you've taken hold of it in some way, I want you to take that skill, that positive sensation, that resource with you back into that old memory that's been holding you back up until now. Go into some of that, go into that old memory, that old place, and relive that experience now as if you had this positive ability fully available to you. And as you go through that now, find out what happens when you go through that event with this positive ability fully available to you, this strength, this skill, this resource, this positive behavior fully accessible to you now. And take as much time as you need now to make that change. That's right. And as soon as you've done that for yourself, allow those eyes to open and then immediately close back down. That's good. And I wonder if you can become aware of what it's like for you now. Notice what's different now as you try and access that old memory. And I wonder if you will allow yourself to get comfortable with that new version for you. because I wonder what happens when you feel that change. So as you think about that old experience now, notice what's different now. Because you know what's interesting is that you're probably noticing that it's not that big of an issue anymore. And as you notice that it's not that much of an issue anymore, you're going to start to become more and more focused and at ease. And as you're more focused and at ease, you're going to be much more calmer in your environment. And because you're much more calmer in your environment, you're probably going to find yourself getting along better and better every day, in every way, becoming better and better now. In fact, just take a moment now to try and bring back that old negative sensation. Just try and bring it back, and it just goes even further and further away. Try it, and it just goes even further and further away. It's as if the more you try to bring it back, the further and further it goes away. Notice as you try to look for that old negative sensation, you end up just becoming aware of how your experiences are much more positive now. Notice how your mind can easily begin to trace back on its own and begin to reframe and rebuild, noticing experiences from the past that have already changed as you consider the possibilities that are available from this new perspective that you've created for yourself. That's right. Good. And as you're now easily, much more rapidly aware of that positive sensation, that positive resource, allowing yourself to become aware of the sights, the sounds, the colours, the sensations as you access that positive sensation fully and completely now, in whatever way is right for you. I want you to begin to let that sensation increase even more than before. This time you're going to let it fill you up even further, as if it can fill you up from the tips of your toes and come up all the way through your body, just like water filling up a bottle, and then it's spilling out over you again, layering over you, covering you entirely from the inside out, enveloping you fully and completely. And just enjoy that sensation. Breathe into that sensation. This is nothing new. This is who you are. This is completely organic. This was already there inside of you. Even taking this moment now just to allow your conscious and unconscious mind to become aware of those times, places out in the future where having this resource fully available to you will be beneficial for you now. Become aware of those times in the future where you will put this to use. Notice how things are different when you have this resource fully available to you as you go through some of those positive future events now, those future scenarios, whatever that is for you. And I'm just going to give you a moment of silence to guide yourself out into the future, to perhaps some of those moments where having this resource is going to be beneficial for you. And just go through that scenario with this sensation available to you. And notice how it changes and transforms and enriches and enhances those situations for you now. That's right. Good. And take this brief moment to notice whereabouts in your body you feel that sensation. Notice whereabouts it grows from, it stems from. And when you notice that, take one of those hands and just place your hand on that area where that feeling grows from, where it stems from. Just really allow yourself to become aware of where's that sensation coming from. That's right. And then just notice there's a color connected to that feeling and take note of what that color is for you. That's right. And just enjoy that sensation. That's right. Because in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 up to 5. And when I reach the number 5, specifically the number 5, that's when I want you to open those eyes and come back fully to the space that you're in, feeling good, feeling alert and ready for the rest of the stormy evening as 1. Bring your attention to that furniture supporting your body. As 2, begin to become aware of your surroundings. As 3, just give your fingers and toes a little wiggle, a little stretch of the feet, legs. And 4, allow yourself to take on board all of the insights, all of the learnings from today, all of the wisdom that you've connected with from your unconscious. Now, it's 5. Opening those eyes, feeling good, feeling alert, feeling refreshed. That's right. And you do feel good. Feeling good? Yes. Okay. Well done, everybody. All right. Okay. Give us all a minute to come round back to planet Earth. All right. So as always, I love to hear everybody's feedback. What did you notice? What came up for you, if you don't mind sharing? And just what was it like? What was it like for you kind of going through that? So just unmute and just jump in whenever. I'm just going to blow my nose again. So I'm just going to silence my mic. Okay. Any feedback from anyone?
Am I okay to go?
Of course you are.
It
Yeah.
was just that ability to be a sort of a casual observer. I just chose something, and it was a slightly barbed comment from a colleague. Nothing major, nothing whatever. But it was nice to be able to revisit it because at the time I thought, what a complete coward. Oh, I'm going to be honest, because it was a really nasty little comment, and it was so nice to revisit it, but as an observer,
Oh
and to
yeah.
actually think that's not my problem. That's 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 their problem. And so it was really interesting to look at it from that perspective.
Yeah.
So I must have I've thought about that comment quite a few times. And I thought, oh, actually, so that was really powerful.
Yeah, nice. And I love that because it can be what we might dismiss as being a bit of an insignificant moment.
Mhm.
But actually, on an unconscious level, it's there. We've stored it, we've recorded it, we've made it mean something about us because
Mm.
that's how our unconscious works. And yeah, I love that. And I've had many similar experiences with this technique in the same kind of frame where something's come up and I've been like, oh God, yeah, that time, that person who I don't particularly like, but I don't really know, how have they had so much influence
Yeah.
on me where I've then been replaying the negative comment or the way they said it or the tone of voice. And the beauty of it though is that you get to see your own reaction because it's not the other person that we change, is it? It's how we respond to
Yeah.
them that changes, and that's where we get that empowerment back. Yeah, nice. Nice. Anyone else want to share? Thanks, Angela. Let me ask Christine.
Okay, so I like the fact that when you try and revisit the negative emotion or comment or feeling, it's almost like it's scurrying away somewhere and you're like, bye-bye, see you later. You don't matter anymore. And that's really powerful. I love it.
Yeah, and you're so right. It's like you try and look for it, but you just cannot get it, can you? It's almost like, what the hell? Where you going? Come back! I want you. Like as if I want to tell you off. Why did I do the stabbing motion there? I don't know. That was a bit creepy. I've been watching some creepy stuff on Netflix. Yeah, but yeah, you're so right. It's that. Yeah, it's, what did you say? It like scurries away from you. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. I did this the other day with a friend of mine, and I had it done to me, and a slightly different technique, but the same sort of principles. And I had this really negative word that was just on repeat about somebody else, but it doesn't matter if it's about somebody else. It's still you who's experiencing the downside of that, the negative side of that. And when I tried to get it back, it was like all the words were all jumbled up. So I couldn't get it back into its original form, which I guess is kind of what it was like for you, Christine, when you were describing it there. It's like the original form of how it represented itself was different.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. With me, it was going away down a little dark tunnel, and I was like, bye-bye. You can
Yeah.
stay there.
See ya.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you. Fiona, do you want to share? Are you there? No, Fiona's probably fallen asleep. Sally, you all right to share? Are you there, Sally? Oh, you're on mute.
Can you hear me?
There we go.
Yeah, sorry. I agree with everything everyone else has said, actually. And I must admit, now I'm retired, at the moment, I don't have great big anxieties and worries. So it was a little niggle that I was thinking about. And it was as if now I've got some armor or a bubble, a protective bubble around me. And it's really nice. So yeah, thank you.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, and I know what you mean. I'm kind of in the same situation, I would say, although I'm not retired, but because I'm not in that sort of typical working environment where I have to deal with people who I don't particularly like, who I wouldn't choose to be around. Because let's
Yeah.
face it, that's what our work colleagues are, aren't they? They're people who you didn't choose to be around. And yeah, in the politest way possible. It's a good thing. Yeah, nice. Thanks, Ali. All right, so Fiona can't unmute, but she's here, she's there. What did she put in the chat, I think? Oh yeah, she can't unmute. And Lizzie, yeah, no worries. I know you joined late, so you just catch up with the replay, Lizzie, because this was a good one.